Hey guys, this is Bryce coming at you from RotoHeat.com. Hey, before I go into this player outlook for 2020, go ahead and like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you get all this free content, notified of this free content that's coming out from RotoHeat.
Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire.
So let's get into this breakdown. The guy we're going to go over, Ronald Jones, definitely brings out a lot of mixed emotions with fantasy owners, just fantasy players in general. When we do these player outlooks, we kind of get a few different opinions on this player from different guys from the team. I'll tell you, a majority don't like him. They're saying stay away. Buccaneers obviously has a big addition this offseason with Tom Brady. More at this point in his career, definitely a game manager. Brought Gronk with him as well. I don't think many people can argue that wide receiver, that just receiving core in general, is definitely top 3 in the NFL, if not the best. And I think when you talk about a guy like Ronald Jones, who isn't an elite running back, nobody's going to argue that. He's no Christian McCaffrey or Zeke or Saquon, who's going to probably excel in any sort of offense that they're in. You got to kind of look at what's kind of around him, because if teams are able to focus on him, he's not going to be valuable at all, because he's not good enough to just carry an offense. Most of the team, like I said, doesn't like him, and they have good reason not to. If you actually watch him play, a lot of people say he goes down easy. He's explosive though, and he gets tackled in the backfield a lot. I think in like the top 6 or 7 in the league for most times tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Not good. You never want to see that. But in 2019, he did average 4.2 yards a carry, and not a lot of people would have known this. I wouldn't have known it unless I did a little bit of research. He actually snuck over 1,000 all-purpose yards, with over a quarter of those coming from the air. Didn't see any touchdowns through the air, though. I believe all of them were rushing. Maybe got one, but I'm pretty sure it was 0. He played on a team that was super talented, even on both sides of the ball, really. They have, not bad defense, good coach. Mostly the quarterback really kind of kept them out of games, but also kind of brought them back into them sometimes late in the game. Sometimes Jameis could turn it on, but he also throws picks every single game. So he almost averaged 2 interceptions a game this last year. When you bring in a guy like Tom Brady, who's at this point in his career, like I said, a game manager, that's not going to happen. Okay, with the talent that's on that team, I can definitely see them winning a lot of games. Especially outside their division. Their division is definitely is probably the best in the NFL this upcoming year. But even outside the division or some division games, I could see them definitely leading. To where Ronald Jones might get some good second half points, where he might not have did so well this the 2019 season. But like I said, when you average 4.2 yards a carry, that's pretty good in my book. And I see that average at least staying around there, but I see him getting fed more. A lot of the people that don't like him argue that the Buccaneers drafted a running back in the 3rd round. But when I look at the draft, obviously, I don't think that the coaching staff or the organization as itself didn't really think the running back was an issue, because they could have got some big-name guys there in the 2nd round. I believe Cam Akers and J.K. Dobbins were there in that 2nd round, but they decided to address the safety position on defense, which they definitely needed as well. But I feel like if they really thought that Ronald Jones wasn't any good, or at least definitely going to be their number 1 back this upcoming season, I think they would have addressed it right then and there, in my opinion. But they did draft Vaughn, and Vaughn's built almost the same as him, around the same. I think a little bit heavier, but I think an inch shorter from the measurements. And that's what most people are worried about. They're worried about him taking over. But I've been following, I'm a big Patriots fan, and I've been following Tom Brady for a long time. And there was one thing I do know about Tom Brady is he does not have time in his career at this point to let rookies make mistakes. And a lot of times, picking up blocks, doing the right routes, and stuff like that is an issue where if they can't do it in practice, they're not going to see the field with them. Ronald Jones got, nothing impressive, 250 yards in the air, but it doesn't seem like there's any other 3rd down back that's going to take that place for him. And He's got good size and good explosive ability where, teams might not be able to stack the box as much because Jameis could be easier to throw off because he wasn't nearly as good. I see Ronald Jones surpassing last year, even possibly getting around 1,000 yards on the ground and even more in the air. I definitely think it's going to be his best year of his career. And that's not saying much, but it is saying a little bit. I see running back 2 value to a really, really good flex option. Again, this is a more harder guy to go with because of all the other things that come into it. Again, with him, being easily tackled and with a new QB coming in, you never know who Brady's going to mesh with. I think that if he really can show that he can catch the ball and run routes and pick up blocks, I don't think there's really a chance that Vaughn takes over right away. Ronald Jones would really have to mess up the beginning of the season to really lose his spot to Vaughn. So, but the Buccaneers could also kind of rotate Vaughn in, which he's going to. He's going to come in there as a number 2 back. If Vaughn shows promise, it's definitely a gamble. But my take on Ronald Jones is I like him. I don't love him, but I definitely don't hate him. Most people don't like him or hate him, or they're kind of in between. But I think with his value right now, it's definitely lower than it will be when the season starts and that offense kind of gets to clicking. It seems like any offense that Brady's in doesn't click right away. And at this point in his career, he's definitely not throwing the ball 30 to 40 times a game. They definitely are going to open up the run game. Bruce Arians has always relied on a run game. So that's my take on Ronald Jones. It's okay to disagree. This is definitely a guy that's going to get some love from this video, and there's definitely get some hate from this video. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and that's mine. All right. Like I said again, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, guys, for more content like this. Let me know in the comments your opinions as well. All right. We'll see ya.
Also, right there, playlist. Hit it. Watch the videos. Do it. You want to. Do it.